Good morning, friends. Today I want to make you a short presentation about big data. It's okay. First, we are going to enter the big data. First, what is the data? Why we are entering into the big data? Why it necessary? Okay. So first, I have to tell some story behind it. Why you are going to big data? 20 years back, we are using floppy drive. Everyone knows, I think, because floppy drive is 1.44 MB data only we are storing in that floppy drive. 20 years back we are using. After that, CD, compact disc, 700 MB we are storing the data. After that, DVD, 4.7 GB data we are storing. After that, hard disk comes. After hard disk, 100 GB, 200 GB, 500 GB. Now the data is storing in terabyte. 1 TB hard disk is there, 2 TB hard disk is there. So the memory is so increasing. Why increasing means the users, the worldwide, the users, internet users are more. Actually, one data statistical report is there. In 2014, 240 crores internet users in around the world. In 2019, 440 crores internet users. Around 5 years gap, 85% of internet users are more. So nowadays the data is also generating more. That's why we are entered into the big data. Okay. So next, why we are entering into the big data? And now another important aspect is everything is called as a smart. For example, smart watch and smart TV and smart home and smart devices, smart cars, everything they are saying smart. Why? The technologies are putting inside in the particular thing. The smart home example, see, in home, light, fan and doors and calling bells, everything is connected to the mobile using some signals, infrared signals. So they're generating the data. So lot of data are generating by using sensors in smart TV and smart home. Everywhere we are using. So that is why we are entering into the big data. Next, what is data? So data, there are three. Like the three means the quantities, characters, symbols. So these kind of the things are all data we are saying. So initially byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. So this term you are using in the memory. This is a memory chart. This is a capacity conversion chart. Okay. So this is the data. Next we are entering into the big data. See, data is a data. That's correct. I told already that should be an character or symbol or some other thing. So why you are saying big data? What is a big data? So big data, this is a data only, but the data having a huge size. The data is huge size, huge in volume, and it growing exponentially with the time. Every minute they are generating the data. In worldwide they are generating the data. Every minute they are generating the data. That is why we are entering into the big data. So this is a big data. Next, examples of big data. So where we are saying big data with the examples. For example, stock exchange. Okay, so in stock exchange, day by day they are putting a data. One amount should be for a particular stock and one amount to it, and then taking the stocks out, and customers are coming inside and going. So every day the stock exchange, the data sharing is there. 1 terabyte of data in per day in stock exchange. And then social media, everyone knows how they are saving in big data in social media also. For example, someone is putting one picture. In the picture, how many likes, how many dislikes, how many comments are coming. So this and all the data is an example for the big data. You are using in education industry also. In universities, a lot of universities are using LMS. That's a learning module foundation. Like that, we are using some external cloud. We are external cloud and putting into some data into the cloud, and we are accessing. So nowadays lockdown, every universities are using a Google Drive and a Microsoft Drive, OneNote, everything are using. So whatever the data, there's a proof they are asking. whether you're taking a class or whether you're attending a seminar, whether you are delivering the quiz, whatever they need proof. Though everything, put the screenshots and the recording, audio recording, video recording, whatever recording we are uploading into the cloud, and then we are using and we are analyzing in the later. Next, big data in healthcare industry, and everything in healthcare, in hospitality, we are using huge amount of data is there, but they are putting into secure manner, because if you are spreading the healthcare data, there is someone misusing the data also. So healthcare industry data is also very confidential, and in government sector data is also some sites will be confidential, some sites are unconfidential only. So this is an example of big data. Next, what are the types of big data? I have to tell briefly. So these are three types of big data we are saying. One is structured data, next one is unstructured data, and then third one is semi-structured data. What is structured data? See, in DBMS and RDBMS we are using table. Okay, whatever data we are storing, whether it should be a text, whether it should be an image, whether it should be in a varchar, whatever, whether it's number, everything should be structured in particular table. In table, the rows and columns is there. In column, a column name is there, and the row wise will be there. The row inserting the data. So this is structured. See, in olden days we are seeing only the structured data type, RDBMS and DBMS. This is the structured data. The format should be fixed. That's why you called as a structured data. And we have to easily retrieve the data also. Why? Because we are using some keys and we are retrieving some data very easily in structured format. That is why the big data is also structured format data also is there. Unstructured data. Why you are saying unstructured data? See, we are not saving the data in the table format. Why? Because lot of variety of data is coming in day by day. For example, video, for example, image, for example, text. So they are coming different types of data. They are coming into the market. So that is why we are saying unstructured data. For example, you are searching in Google. Okay, for example, I need bike. In bike, I am searching not only the text searching income. They are coming with image and video and how they are working. Everything is comes under. So in particular web page, they are showing different types of data. So this is the unstructured data. So this is also one type of big data. And then semi-structured data. See, both, whether it should be a structured data or should be unstructured data, we are using, and we have performed some analytical work. They are using XML language, everything. Web page we are using XML, extensible markup language. So this is one of the example of semi-structured data. See, this is a three types of big data: structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. See, next we have the characteristics of big data. See, the characteristic, you have to, these 5 characteristics should be followed in the big data. Okay, first 5 views, 5 V's. We are saying 5 V's. What are the 5 V's? First thing, volume. Volume in the sense, every data is generated hugely. Every data is generated hugely. Because every second they are generating the data, whether it should be a data audio, whether it should be a data video, whether it should be a text. So it's volume. Huge volumes are generating every second. So it measures as a volume. And variety. See, what structure, what type of data is this? Whether it should be audio, whether it should be an image, whether it should be a video, whether it should be a text. What type of, you are splitting out the variety of the unstructured data. Variety of the unstructured data. So we can use second V, variety. And veracity in the sense, see, every data you are collecting and then variety is split it out, and after the veracity, whether the data, it should be a reliability and trust, or you have to validating the data, whether its data is true or false, whether it should be usable or non-usable. So what type of veracity we are saying means veracity, the data reliability and trust. Okay, we have to split it whether good value, whether the good veracity or bad veracity. So we are changing. After that, you are selling to the market. Okay, for using the big data, we can sell it into the market, and they are turned into value. You earn a money. You earn a money. So you earn a money in that. So you can turn into the value. And velocity. What is a velocity? The speed of the data generating. The speed which is generating and changes occurring between the diverse data sets. Every minute the data is coming out from the world, from the web, everywhere. That's a velocity, the speed at which data is generating and changes occurring between the data sets. This is the 5 V's of big data: velocity, volume, veracity, and value. This is the 5 V of characteristics of the big data. Next, what is the benefits this big data? What are the benefits? See, suppose I am doing one business. Okay, so I have to take some decision in intelligence way. For example, I am having a fancy store. So I am having around 250 items in my shop. So day by day, what type of items are moving out? I have to calculate and based on the outgoing the items, we have to put it in more number of items in that particular item. So this is a business can utilize outside intelligence while taking a decision. And then improved customer services. You are getting some feedback from the customers and you have to improve, and then collecting the data and you have to use it. So this is the benefits. The yearly identification of the risk to particular services and product. And better operational efficiency. So this is the 4 benefits of the big data processing. And in between gap, I have to tell one thing. Why we are going with the benefits of big data? In 2014 election campaign, one major party in central government, they use the big data concepts, and then you make it as a very huge amount of data, and we make it as a value of the data, and is a crack to the election also. So 2014 election campaign, they use the big data, so collecting some informations, and then they win the elections also. So next I am going to enter into the big data architecture. See, in this picture itself, the data source. In the data source, there are 2 types of data. For coming the data, we have to store the data. Otherwise, your real-time message injection. Stream, we are saying live stream. For example, I am taking the class in live. They are analyzing the live data. So, for example, I already recorded the data. See, already I recorded the video and I have put it in the storage. After that, I processed and I have put it in the analytical. After that, only the reporting. So, there are 2 categories. One, data storage via we are going to the analytical, and real-time message we are doing this. So, this is the big data architecture. So to handle the large number of data, we have to use the big data. Okay. Next, I am going to enter into the Hadoop. See, now previous and all big data. So what is the data? Everything. So what framework we need to process the big data? So that's why we need Hadoop. Hadoop is also one open source framework. Okay, next thing, fault tolerance. So fault tolerance means in DBMS we are saying redundant data, the replica. So replicate the data that should be avoidable in that fault tolerance in Hadoop. And then commodity cheap hardware. So cheap also. So we are using this framework. And then in that Hadoop, we are not moving the data. We are moving the application. Only they are generating the application and send it to the particular user. So Hadoop. Why Hadoop? Hadoop is a open source, fault tolerance, commodity cheap hardware, and move application rather than the data. So next, this is the Hadoop ecosystem and components. See here, there is 2 things only important in that components I have to tell. One is HDFS, another one is MapReduce. HDFS, it should be a complete storage component. HDFS. And the MapReduce, it should be the data analysis part. We are storing the data, no? The data we have to distribute it in the processing, and then we have to reduce some data redundancy and then do some analyticals for the particular thing. We are using MapReduce. So in Hadoop there is a two major thing, one HDFS and MapReduce. HDFS is purely depend on completely storage the data. MapReduce is the data analytic component. Okay, this is a ecosystem, Hadoop ecosystem and components. See HIV, HBase and also pig scripting. See machine, what are the so many components is there in Hadoop, but majorly HDFS and MapReduce, it should be using the all the components. Okay, next, already told to Hadoop MapReduce is a computational model and a software framework for writing application feature on Hadoop, and HDFS, it takes as a storage part of the Hadoop. Already I told these two things. This is a architecture, it's Hadoop architecture. See, HDFS layer, they say name data node, because the name and data, it should be a storage. So what type of data we are storing, and then this is the storage area. Next, MapReduce layer, see task and job. We are putting some task and then you have to analyze it and this. So master node, slave node, you have to split it in the architecture. So this is the Hadoop architecture. It's a very, very interesting architecture. So you are going to see in later detailedly. See, this is a transformation. It's a first big data. We have seen big data. What is big data? And unstructured data, structured data, semi-structured. All the things you have seen in big data. After that, only what you are going to do in the data. So you are going to analyze and you have to deliver to some useful pattern to customers or to business persons everywhere. So we are using the Hadoop. In that Hadoop, after that we are particular person we have to put in the Hadoop. We have to do analytics, the data analytics. We going to tell something related to the business or something doing in the extraordinary works to be performed in the Hadoop. So data analytics. So you know, most wanted job in the market is the data analytics. See, in future the data analytics is a huge number of companies are going to recruit the post in data analytics. So this is a transformation, big data, Hadoop and data analytics. Thank you and thank you for cooperation. Thank you.